wonderful people. This is their twin flame reading for February 2018. I hope you can see the cards. I'm pushing them in for you all. Sorry if you hear the music in the background. I have lately, music has been getting me in the mood for readings, okay? It's so interesting because I'll listen to a certain mix or something, and then when a certain song comes on, I'm like, I got it. We got to do this right now. Right? I don't know what that's about, but that's my new thing. So now if you hear like this music going in the background, I apologize if it's too loud. I know someone's going to say something about it, but I just need it. You have to go with me. You have to go with the flow. You have to feel it, you know? So for overall energy for the month of February, guys, we have flow and the Magician. Okay, so this month is all about changes. It's all about spirit, destiny, fortune, things playing out, being prepared for new cycles, and how you are going to react to these cycles, right? You have been prepared in the past, I feel. There have been past issues, past circumstances, past relationships that lead you to this moment, to this flow. How are you going to react, right? How are you going to walk into your destiny? Who are you going to become? Who are you? Who are you in this moment? Right? Okay. I'm actually going to start in a different way than I usually start, okay? Now this is the masculine energy, feminine energy, and the relationship together, how it plays out. People always ask me about if the masculine or the feminine energy, who is who. The masculine energy sometimes feels a little bit more dominant, more like they have the control. The feminine usually has more of a stand back approach. And it falls into traditional male and female. That's why a lot of people say that. But it's more about the energies. I mean, you can also just listen to the reading and decide whose side is whose. That will also work just as well. Okay? So we're going to start with the masculine side, or whoever's side this is. Okay? You have helpless and hopeless, which is the 8 of Swords, and you also have the Page of Cups. This is what they are bringing into the relationship right now. I feel like they're trapped in their head. They're trapped in thoughts about making decisions on who to extend love to, and almost who is in sync with them. What side they're supposed to be leaning towards, where they're being guided. Because I feel like they want to give an offer. You know, it feels very flirtatious, like they come in and out, but they haven't quite made a decision. They love the idea. They just want abundance. I feel like they just want abundance. And they're still there. It just doesn't feel very official. It feels very flirty, kind of in and out energy, okay? Now for the feminine side, you have the 9 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. You can understand why they keep playing games. That's exactly what this is about. Okay? You know what you want. You know that this is beautiful. And you know that they know. It's like, please see where I'm coming from. Please understand my feelings. Please understand how true this is. Right? I'm tired of watching you. I'm tired of wanting you to be here. I just want you to be here. You know, I don't want you to be here. I just need you to be in this space with me. Right? That's what it seems like. And to you, it feels like they're just going on with their life and doing what they need to do. But to you, this needs to come to an end. To them, they are trying to, it's like they're trying to see and trying to build and trying to make things happen. For you, you're already at the point where, or I'm sorry, for the feminine, you're already at the point now where you just want this to end. Right? You want this to end and be over so you can be happy. That's where you are. It's like you're on two different levels, two different sides. Right? And again, it's about who you want to be. Who are you choosing to become in the flow of things? Okay? So what they think about you right now is the Judgment and the Death card. Okay? In the upright, actually. So this tells me that they feel drawn towards you, okay? To the feminine. The masculine does. Feels drawn to the feminine. They want to be around them. They wanted this new cycle and they called it in. But it's very interesting because it feels resistant, especially with the Judgment card. Because you have to make a choice. Even though this is a wake-up call, and even though something is facing you that you may have asked for, we all know that it comes to a point where you still have to make the decision. You still have to wake up to the call, right? And that's what he is dealing with you right now, or the masculine is dealing with the feminine. There is a feeling for a renewal, but I just feel like there's no action towards that renewal. There's a feeling of wanting to be in a relationship. There's a feeling of wanting to be together, to build some foundations, but there has to be some action, some movement, some feeling. I'm going to bring out some extra cards here. I just want one more there. Yeah. Not being confident. Not being confident in the decisions. Not being confident. Right? Not being demanding. I feel like this is a stand back. Like, how could this person love me? It feels like a lot of different things. It feels like, how can this person love me? Are they really what I need? How aggressive should I be, if any? How come they're not being aggressive? There's so many things that I feel from that. So on the feminine side, there is change your focus, which is the 5 of Cups. And this is also the Queen. I believe that's the Queen. These cards sometimes. The Queen of Cups. Yes, it is. Thank you, Spirit. The Spirit told me yes. So I can move on. That's so funny. The feminine is trying to change their mind about what's going on. Trying to be compassionate and loving and hopeful of what is coming in. Right? Because like I said, you're at a point where you're surrendering. I didn't say that, but I knew it. I'm sorry. You're surrendering, especially with this, with the 9 and the swords, right? Because you're so tired. You just want it to come to an end, and it just feels like on the feminine side, there's not a lot of movement. Neither is there on the masculine side, but this is more like mental decision feeling, and this is more like mental reception. Okay? So you're trying to change your focus and think about things differently and have hopes that things are going to work out, and just be compassionate and loving. And I feel like when the masculine does contact the feminine, it's very, you see that? It's very loving and very open and very, I'm so glad to hear from you. I hope you have a wonderful day and everything is glorious, right? And it's not that you're being a bad person or lying to them. You're just very happy to hear from them, and you're hoping that they feel this same energy and want to be a part of it and come closer to you, right? So as we move on, I have the Magician and the Tower. I'm sorry, this is Strength. Yeah, Strength. This is the masculine, of course, manifesting self-confidence. Do I have the power? Do I have the strength to go through this? I'm also hearing that there are past relationships, past issues that they have had to deal with. And that's the reason why they're trying to make better judgments. Trying to listen to their intuition the best that they can, while not letting it be, their intuition be overthrown by fear. Okay? So they are working on their self-confidence and trying to be strong enough to handle the feminine or the feelings that they feel. Okay? Yeah. They're trying to make the moves and not resist the change, or they need to not resist the change. There is change coming in because this union wants to happen. This union wants to form. But the Devil card, but we'll get to that in a second, but I looked right at it. So corresponding side to this energy, you have the 6 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. This does not surprise me, okay? This talks about the feminine wanting a reunion. This is the only thing that's on the feminine's mind, okay? It's coming back, reliving memories. That's what helps you hold on. There it is. The 4 of Pentacles talks about holding on too tightly. It also talks about fear of change, okay? And that in itself is causing failure. So it's very important to not hold on to the past here for both of you, but more for the feminine about how things were, okay? Or how, like, when you first meet someone, you're a lot different than after a couple of months, right? Right? So that has to change. That's the Death card. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the light angle right. There we go. The Death card. Right? So that talks about change. Change coming when it comes to memories and holding on. It talks about letting go of the past. Letting go of the old. Okay? Because what the masculine is becoming is manifesting new strength. So they're going to come to you as a different person when the time comes. It's not going to be the same, right? So it's like moving forward. It's like when you first meet someone and you start dating each other. They are on their best behavior, right? But you have to remember that even though you first met this person, they're not going to be your significant other right off the back, okay? They have life that comes up. They have things they have to deal with. Sometimes they need to take time alone. And they may disappear for a while to handle the things that they need to handle, right? And you're thinking, well, they changed. They weren't the same way that they were before, but they really don't have any commitment to you just yet, right? So they need that time to express themselves. I hope this makes sense. Because you always think, you have to think about this. When your friend does that, you don't get as upset. But that's exactly what you both are at that moment. You're not boyfriend and girlfriend. You're not husband and wife. You're really just friends. But you just like each other. Right? So it's about having that separation. Because just because you have that connection or you feel a certain way about somebody, they don't have to give up their whole life just for you. Okay? So on the masculine side, you have the Fool card and the Hermit in reverse, okay? There's a need to take a risk for the masculine, but I think we are fully aware of that, and I think they're fully aware of that too, okay? It's time for them to take a risk. It's time for them to take some movement, but for some reason they're choosing to be isolated, okay? I almost feel like they're coming out of that isolation though. It talks about taking a risk on isolation. But it's very interesting because there's a feeling of still not having a long-term plan of what's happening. I feel like they're taking a risk though, because they've been gaining this confidence within inside of themselves. It's like, well, let's see. I mean, I might as well. What's the worst thing that could happen, right? But I don't feel like there's long-term focus. Yeah, it's just friendship. It's just camaraderie, having a good time together, maybe going on a date, seeing each other. It's very friendly. It's not commitment driven. On your side, you have the heart chakra and the 5 of cups in reverse, which means that you're over the moon, feminine, okay? The feminine is over the moon about what is happening right now. It seems completely beautiful. It feels like you're healing, like things are coming together. So you get, it's like now you feel like you get a chance to execute all of the things that you have been working on internally or by yourself, away from the masculine energy, right? Like things are finally progressing. Things are moving. It just feels very hopeful. It feels very hopeful, okay? And you now feel like you have some sort of control, some sort of security, or that abundance is coming into you within this relationship. I'm also hearing that you still need to focus on your own stuff. So just because they come back in doesn't mean that you're wiping out all of that and focusing on them again. Because I really feel like when that story came up to me, or what that explanation I was trying to get out, is that this had to do with you, or the lesson here is for you to still be able to focus on your life and be in a relationship. But for some reason there's a feeling of wanting to be so engrossed in this because of the intensity that you feel from this person, okay? So when we get to the bottom, okay, I'm going to start with the masculines first. You have strengthened bonds, which is the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Cups, okay? And I feel like because you're still around, because you weren't pressuring them, there's this new feeling or this eagerness that they can open up to you, okay? And that's what the Knight of Cups is that is coming in. It's that offer of love that, oh my God, the feelings that I have for you are so strong right now because you're everything that I've ever wanted or everything that I've ever thought of. I can't believe you waited on me, blah, 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 blah. It just feels like a lot. It feels like a lot. It feels like being noticed. Very interesting because the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups came up in reverse. Remember that this love is still new. Okay? Remember that this love is still new. It's still growing and it's still building. This is not the end. This is not the final offer that continues everything forward. Like right now, it doesn't have any direction. There are opportunities. There it is, the Five of Wands, okay? So it talks about conflict. So there's emotion coming in. There's offer, like an offer to be with you coming in. But this is not the final offer. This is not a solid offer. It doesn't really have any direction. Okay, and there's still some pessimism here about things failing. Okay, now on your side, even though you have that communication that was due to come in, the feminine, there's still things still up in the air, especially with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, everything's still up in the air. It's still not really balanced. You haven't gotten everything that you wanted here within the relationship. Yeah, it still feels as though you feel alone. You know, you're not together with this person. Like, it feels like they're talking to you, but it feels empty. That's what it is. But they see it as trying to start again. But for some reason, it's like their conversation is empty. It feels empty. It feels unproductive. It feels unproductive. That's all that I'm feeling for. It feels like it's not going anywhere. It feels like it's just talking. And it doesn't feel like the direction is really changing. You thought that's where this was going, and then it kind of veered off again. Okay? So what's going on right now? You have the Hangman and the Two of Wands. The problem is that somebody is just in their head too much. Both of you are in your head, but on a different level. I don't know if you ever noticed in these twin flame readings, but you mirror each other a lot. Okay? you mirror each other, but just in different circumstances and in different ways. It's like complete opposites, hence the twin flame soulmate thing. Okay, so it really feels like you're both stuck in your heads and not quite making decisions. It's almost like both of you are watching the other and doing what the other does. And that's the problem. It's not really the problem. It's just that you both need to be on the same page, but it doesn't seem to be going that way, right? So it's like being stuck, not moving, really looking at the situation to see if this is the person you want to be with. It's like very an investigative review, okay, about where it's going, can it grow. But this is like the early, it's very interesting because I'm hearing like this is like the early steps to relationship, to a solid one. Like seeing if this is the person I want to be with. Can it move? Should I have more faith? Should I let it go? And it's about being able to, you know, you're holding on to your willpower and your determination, right? Because you don't want to be so stuck on something and then it just doesn't work out. Because you gave all of your willpower, all of your time, all of your energy to this one thing. And it's like, well, here we go again. I didn't learn my lesson. And that's what's going on, is everyone's trying to learn their particular lesson. Sorry, that was my tea. To learn their particular lesson within this situation. What's crowning? You have the heel and the ace of swords. There it is. That's what Spirit's trying to bring in here. This is like the problem, but it's not really a problem. It's like the foundation. So it's like what this issue is built upon. And this is what Spirit is trying to bring to you or show you, right? And it's healing. It's healing. It's moving forward. It's inspiration within relationships and love and clarity. It's like truth. That there is truth in this healing. That there is truth here within this relationship, within this bond. But you have to come to that own realization. The Ace of Swords can only bring the epiphany. It can't make you understand it. Okay, right? See, there it is. Being secure in your own truths. There it is. Oh my gosh. Being secure in your own truths and being able to clearly think and clearly understand and take the authority and knowing where this is going. Well, the feminine can't do that because how would the feminine even know? Right? The masculine can't do that because he's not, or the masculine isn't opening up themselves enough to even see it. So that's where the clash comes in. Okay? So in the center of the reading, you have awaiting results in the Devil card, and that is the issue. This is where you are right now. This is where that clash comes together. Right? Is that there's a slow and steady investment in bondage. Okay? It's like a pot, a simmering pot of confusion. That's what the center of this is like. And it's like it's just boiling. It's just festering. It, you know, it's just marinating. It's just sitting there. The bondage, the waiting, the holding on to the past, right? Being afraid. And it's very interesting because it feels like both of you are investing in that. Investing in the confusion. Investing in not moving forward. But if you could take this Devil card and flip it over, and it would be let go, you could invest all that fear and all of that energy you take, that being bonded to old things and old feelings and old fears, and invest that in this relationship and build some strong foundations. It's just time for you to open up with each other. It's definitely time for some judgments to be made. And if the calls are not made or answered, it's going to be an extremely hard road. That's the thing, is that the calls need to be made. Things need to be manifested. The masculine needs to understand this, to let go of fear. To let go of fear and to create some sort of balance in their life where there wasn't balance, or where it's owed to them. It's okay to be happy. And it's just like they need to understand that. The feminine needs an end to being stuck in their head, to take a rest from that. And it's very interesting because I don't see any action cards on your side. And that's because you just need to focus on yourself, right? To step out of yourself. It's not fair for you to be holding on to this masculine energy, because it's not your decision to make. If it was your decision, to be completely honest, you both would be in a relationship right now. So it's time for him to, or the masculine, to show up, right? Because not making this decision and being held on to this bondage, right, it's just making this road harder. It's just making the situation harder. And again, we go back to the overall energy. And it talks about change. There needing to be change. Destiny. Moving forward in who it is that you want to become. What it is that you want to manifest. What is it that you want to have here? Okay. So, sorry, this one was pretty long this month, guys. But if you want to skip past this, I'm just going to lay out the oracle cards for everyone. Some people don't like to sit here for that. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to flip that over. I am getting so bad at just flipping cards over as soon as I lay them down. Okay. Masculine calling to me. Okay. So cleanse and detoxify. Exactly. Okay. So the masculine needs to, oop, see what I'm saying? So the masculine needs to let things go and move forward. It said, with great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, we'll help you to develop life-affirming ways to deal with stress, as well as ease any sorrow as shedding your old ways. Give your cares, worries, and concerns to us and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. You know what I just heard in my mind? For the feminine to be open to being the masculine's friend. That is being told for me to stress. You may really care about them and feel that bond, and you want to push this relationship so much. Even though they're not ready, it's really important for you to build a friendship. Thank you, Spirit. At this time, you're building a relationship, a rapport with each other. Okay. Next, they have nature. This talks about getting out of their situation. Like the masculine is maybe overburdened or overboard is what came to my mind. It's not even real. Like it just feels heavy. Like there's a lot of things going on, a lot of decisions, lots of mental stress, lots of just situations, and they need to get out and experience some fun or some life, or to take a breath, to take some time to themselves. This is what they need. Past life relationship, you have known each other before, and that's the issue, is that they feel this intensity. Okay, they feel this intensity, and this intensity is just put on top of the already intense life that they already have. That's exactly what I get from that, okay? So for the feminine, steady progress. You're moving forward. Even though it doesn't feel like it, even though it makes you feel trapped, you don't really know what's going on. This card always talks about things going on behind the scenes, and it's really moving, meaning that you're getting there. You're getting there. It's happening. It's just not quite here yet. Next, you have body care. Remember when I was saying about you focusing on yourself, focusing on your pentacles, focusing on your situation? That's exactly what this is about. Okay, this is about you remembering to focus on yourself and your things as well. Okay, chemistry. There's always going to be that spark between you two. And you have to remember that. What you feel right now is real. That's what I'm hearing to tell you. It's not a joke. It's not easy. It's real. And I'm hearing learn to control it. Learn to control it. Yeah, you're learning to control it. Things are moving forward, but you also need to focus on yourself and not focus so much energy on them. Okay? For the relationship, for the relationship as a whole, you have shower of abundance. It also talks about if they need to, if someone needs to heal their financial situation, they need not worry, because things are coming together. And this may have more to do with the masculine side. The things are coming together. Your feminine might actually have an idea that can help you. Okay? And that's why you are coming together at this time. You know, you all work together to make the world better. So I'm sure they have an answer or some sort of help for you. And I feel like this help, this camaraderie, will make the relationship better, because you're strengthening that friendship that I was talking about. You had two of these cards that, look, I just looked back there. Finances and career. That's what it has something to do. It has something to do with finances. That's what the deal is with this relationship, okay? Especially with these two cards. There's an issue with finances. And that's the problem. That's what's being held on. That's the devil energy, okay? It has something to do with money. And that's what's making it so hard for decisions to be made here. I'm really feeling like the masculine feels like he cannot be the person that the feminine wants. For some reason, I'm getting this feeling. Let me pull a card. I'm getting a feeling like he wants to be 100%. Yep. He wants to be 100%. He's made a decision that he wants to get himself together, right? He wants to get himself together. And that's the truth. That's the truth. It's like, yeah, that's why he's not running in. That's why it's not happening. Taking that break because he feels stuck. And he doesn't have that confidence, or the masculine. I keep saying he, but you get what I'm saying. That confidence. Okay? But you have emerging in celebration. And this talks about coming out of yourself. Okay? It also talks about looking at things new as a child. To look at this situation in a different light and see that there is still something to celebrate here. There's still something wonderful that is taking place, or that is existing within this space, this love space. This looks like a mess, doesn't it? So guys, thank you so much for listening. I'm so sorry this reading was so long this month. Like, this was just ridiculous. Okay? But I will see you later. I love you so much, guys. Love and light. Bye-bye.